all about. Didn't have any trouble doing the weight. There was some suspicion he would, which apparently the bookmakers in Britain were hesitating of giving the odds until the last minute. And the last I heard, it was 5-2 on in Britain for Eubank, 7-4 against this fellow. Good southpaw. I'm just wondering now of those periods out of the ring. He's been a bit of a rascal, he admits that, although he emphasises I'm not a gangster. But the fact that he's had 3 wins on the turn to get this fight, actually. And the corner man there, I think, well, I thought it was Fred Flintstone for a minute, but it's Wolfgang Wilke. Then a bit of Vaseline around the face then. Meanwhile, the Napoleonic strut there in the other corner of Eubank, just sort of purveying the scene. There he is, like an emperor looking around at his subjects, isn't he? He just did that again. It's amazing how he does the 12 stone, which is the super middleweight division. I thought he might have been a few ounces over at the time. Jim, quickly, you thought that too on the scales yesterday they weighed.
Yeah, I didn't see the scales settle properly, but it would only be ounces over if he was over. But I don't agree with the weigh-in so far before a fight. You're talking 30 hours before the fight. It's not a thing I agree with, but I think we're in for a cracker nevertheless. I think both boys would be delighted the weigh-in was so early because Rocchigiani, a big fellow as well.
Massive contradictions, this fella, isn't he? You know, he started winning a lot of hearts, actually, Eubank. Very confident sounding referee at the rules meeting anyway, and he'll make decisions. He won't let the doctor come in the corner of his own accord. He'll have to call in. The 3 knockdown rule is in effect, which means, of course, if one man goes down in any same round, then it's all over. The other 3 judges, as you can see, Mike Glienna from Chicago, he's been around a long time. I don't know Frank Skilbred, and Cesar Ramos from Puerto Rico. From Florida, Frank Skilbred. So this is tension time now for them, isn't it? Both boxers. It's tremendous atmosphere here. We always seem to be saying that around the world, Jim Watt and I, but I mean this is a bit special with the lasers and the smoke screens coming in there, or the cold ice or whatever it's called. It's almost like a pop entrance for fighters. Long way from the old days, as they say. This fellow, I think, is a very handy fighter indeed, Rocchigiani. He's already been to the dressing room, by the way, giving them the rundown. So here we go now, all the talking's over. Let's get on with the business. Scheduled, of course, for 12 rounds, the WBO version, 12 stone, super middleweight championship of the world. Doesn't look quite so big now, the German, since he took that padded gown of his off. But he's a good gutsy guy. I've seen him before, as I said, and I respect the fact that he's gritty. Wasn't very swarming style. He was a good punch picker, actually. But he's got himself into trim, I suspect, Eubank. He says he has this great fear of losing. He doesn't fear the opponent, but he's made a couple of close calls lately, hasn't he? And Ray Close, his next contender, is actually in the audience. We've got a draw with him in Scotland. He's watching this on the assumption that he retains the championship here. Well, the roar of the crowd already started, but you know, Jim, I think you'll agree it only can help Rocchigiani if he can fight, right?
That's the bottom line, Reg. You've got to be able to do the job, but not when you see a positive start from Rocchigiani. He came out very slowly. I know it's only the first few seconds, but I thought in front of his own fans he would want to start off, get some jabs going. But he's allowing already Eubank to dictate what's going on, and he's falling into Eubank's trap. This is nonsense. Oh
dear, we don't want this, thank you very much, as if the moves have been choreographed for them.
See, the one thing you can't do with Eubank, don't let him control what's going on, because he likes to lift and drop the pace to suit himself. Rocchigiani, to give himself any chance, is going to have to dictate the pace and get him out of his stride, but this is good news for us, Reg.
Well, the score's 0-0. See, I told you he's a bit of a crafty punch picker, Rocchigiani, Jim. It looks as though that's how he wants to go with this fight. I mean, he talked about getting in there early and sapping Eubank's stamina, which he claims has been suspect. I was telling him that he wants to keep his punches up. Well, I don't think you'll get much sympathy from Eubank there. There was no problem with that one. The referee didn't mind.
Well, Eubank's the only one throwing punches in this round, Reg. I mean, they're not with mean intentions, but at least they're punches. Rocchigiani's done nothing. So he's going to give Eubank the first round, unless he wakens up. So, excellent start for Eubank, if you like.
This crowd are really giving it some encouragement. Can you imagine what's going to happen when he starts throwing punches now?
Well, Rocchigiani just seems to want to have a tight defence. Nice little left-hand lead from the southpaw stance. See, this is what I expected him to do. Walk straight up to Eubank from behind a tight defence and use some short jabs and some short punches, but he hasn't done really very much in the first couple of minutes.
Well, this is clearly Eubank's round on the grounds that the other fellow... Oh, he wants to have a joke with him or something now. He's a bit Jack the Lad, or whatever they would call him in Germany.
Well, he's just given Eubank the first round because...